Alright, hello movie club. This is going to be my review for the movie Downfall, otherwise known as, oh, so that's the movie where the Hitler reaction video comes from. Because really, that's really the only thing I knew about this movie heading into it was all those fucking YouTube parodies about Hitler overreacting to some major or stupid event or whatever. Uh, all in all, this is a fantastic movie. Very dark, very gritty, and it's something that I really enjoy about movies that really doesn't happen all that often, and it's probably going to get repeated a lot. I enjoy seeing movies where we see the loser side of the story. Like, far too often, like, pretty much all the movies are about, people persevering, people conquering through. That's only half the story. The other half is, seeing what happens to the losers, why this happened, how they reacted to it. And this movie did a fantastic job at doing that. Um, and the weirdest thing is, you feel just the smallest amount of sympathy for Hitler because you see that he's, an actual human being. Because growing up in the U.S., we're taught to believe that Hitler is just, this all-out evil person. Hitler is synonymous with evil in the United States and probably nearly everywhere. And so to see him like at the beginning saying, telling one of the secretaries, "Hey, calm down. It's going to be all right." It's just like, okay. Um, and so it's only like the smallest amount because the entire time he's talking about you know you really brought back to earth by seeing how dark and gritty this whole thing is. Like the entire time, it seems like everybody or anybody with major power in this movie is pretty much like bipolar, right? Especially Hitler, because Hitler goes from, all right, we have to do this, this, and then we're going to win. And then it's like 2 seconds later, it's going to be like, all right, now what's the best way for me to die? And it's just like, what the hell? And it's not like it's a one-time thing. He does this throughout the entire movie before he eventually kills himself. And pretty much everybody else does too, but this movie is primarily focused on Hitler. And it gets like really fucked up too. Like you see, there are the parts when you see like these like 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, where at first you feel like they're almost playing war, but then you hear about a 12-year-old kid taking out Allied troops with a bazooka, and it's just like, holy shit, because that never or it has happened in the U.S. because I think stuff like that went down in the Civil War, but that would never happen today. And to think that it happened only a couple of generations ago, like one of my one of my grandpas, he fought in World War II. He was a Pearl Harbor survivor. Uh, Sad I never got to meet him because he passed away when my mom was a little kid. But you know, just thinking about how so far, how it only happened not that long ago, and how the world has changed so quickly, and it's so been like what 65 years, just amazing. Um, like I said, just seeing these like 12-year-old kids shoot bazookas, and then just seeing Goebbels is just really fucking disturbing to me. Just seeing how loyal he was to Hitler, where he was like breaking down, where it's like Hitler told me to leave, but I never disobeyed him before. He's low to the point where he is killing all of his children because he doesn't want them to live in a world where socialism doesn't rule all. And then really, if I really have anything else to say, Bruno Ganz, or however you pronounce it, the guy who played Hitler, was just amazing. Like he like gave his all for this movie, and I would say I haven't really seen anything else with him, but I think most people will probably just remember him as Hitler. Uh, all in all, I would definitely recommend this movie. It is a little bit longer. I would just recommend it watching in German. I did it, and it was just like so amazing just seeing all this, just seeing all the emotions conveyed. And usually dub versions aren't as good as the original versions anyway. It is a little bit dark and gritty, uh, but I'd still say recommend. I would still recommend it. Definitely worth a watch.